Hey guys, Rick Pacini here, YouTube vlog creator. Today I want to talk about camera equipment. When you get ready to do a video shoot, what kind of tripod you're going to use. Are you going to use a tripod or are you going to use a monopod? I have two and two. Actually, I got more tripods, the standard ones, but I only have two particular ones here I'm going to talk about now, and I also have two monopods. One I picked up recently. Matter of fact, I picked it up today at my local thrift store. And I also have little guys like this here, right? Little tripods for little cameras and so on and so forth. So I hope you guys can stick around and hear me out. Yeah, I also have my scale set up here. Let's go to Cam 5. I'm going to put my glass on here. Let's go to Cam 5 here. And the reason why I got my little scale here is because I'm going to weigh up these things and show you what the weight of these things are. You can see over here I got a couple of these are monopods here, and I got a couple of tripods sitting next to me to the left side here. You can't see it next to my chair here, but let's go over this really quick here. All right, look at this here. Now this here, this is a lot of the tripods I have are from the thrift store. Just to let you guys know. Whoops. And this one here is really solid. It's got the one little control over here that you can control it. You could do it this way. It locks it in. Here's your little button here. You tighten it up, whatever. All right. This one here is different from this one. They look similar, almost similar, right? But they're different. This is a different one, right? It's a little different feature. But check this out. Like, even if you were to carry something like this in your backpack, look at the weight of this little guy. All right. It's 1 pound 8 ounces just for this little guy. All right. Now you say, okay, 1 pound, 2 pounds. So what's the big deal? But the thing is, when you start adding all this in your backpack or whatever, or how you're going to carry, if you're going to carry by hand, carry your tripod, whatever, it adds up. So look at this one here. This one was what? What was this again? This was what? 1 pound 8 ounces, was it? Okay, so I got 1 pound 8 ounces on this little guy. This one over here is 1 pound 5 ounces, right, for this little one. And then we have the monopods, and I'm going to show you these two monopods where you can get them off of eBay if you choose to do so. Let's get these out of the way here so they don't interfere with the scale here. All right, and I'll keep setting that off. Okay, now look at this one here. This is 10 ounces just for this iPod. 10 ounces, okay, under a pound. All right, light, aluminum, super, very light. I mean, to me it weighs less than 10 ounces, but it's 10 ounces. You can see that's what it says on the scale here. Say 10 ounces. Now check this one out. This is one I picked up today at my local thrift store. Really good one here. This is the Vanguard one. This one is the Exit, I think they call it. And they're both good. One's lighter than the other. Check this out. 2 pounds. 2 pounds on this here. Okay, just on this particular one. Now, if you get one of these cameras, let's say this is one of the biggest ones I have as far as Sony Handycams. This is the biggest one I own. And you put this on here. This is under 3 pounds, 2 pounds, 8 ounces. So when you start adding all these ounces, these pounds up here, it gets to be a lot, right? All right, look at this little guy here. This is another little Sony Handycam. I have another one like this, but it's an older model. Look at this little guy. This is 12 ounces, just under a pound, okay? And then I have a DSC camera. I have a Sony DSC camera. I got all Sony cameras, by the way. This one here is, what, 1 pound exactly. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because sometimes we get caught up with, carrying equipment, what we're going to need for that day if we're doing a video shoot. Let's move these to the side. We're going to come back to those a little bit. All right, we'll come back to these. I'm going to talk a little about those there. All right, so let's leave it over here. And now, here's one I have. This one here is the Sony remote control one. This one here, I paid a decent buck for this here. Okay, I bought it brand new because I have Sony cameras. And all my Sony cameras work off this remote, believe it or not. All of them do. But look at this here. Let's weigh this up. This one here is 3 pounds 2 ounces. Okay? That's 3 pounds 2 ounces on that one. And here, this is the most heavy-duty one tripod I have here. But look at this here. Let's weigh this guy up. Okay, this guy's under 5 pounds. When you start adding this up, the camera, it gets to be really crazy. And the thing is, when you're doing a video shoot, you say to yourself, well, what am I going to be taking with me? What do I need? Do I need a big heavy-duty tripod for the day? That's the thing I want to talk about. And that's why I decided to talk about the monopods. Let's get this guy out of here. That's why I want to talk about monopods, because with the monopods, they're easy to carry, somewhat lighter than tripods, and I think they're a very versatile tool. tool to have with you if you're going to do a video shoot. Now this one here, this light one, this 10-ounce one, this will accommodate, I would feel comfortable, let's put it this way, if I had to take this on a video shoot, I would feel comfortable with this, match it up with this camera. Okay, this one here, I would match it with this camera if I'm going to do a video shoot. And if I'm going to take pictures, I don't own a DSLR camera, I would take this with this here. I would think this monopod would go good with this camera, or with those two cameras, the other one I showed you. In regards to using the big guy here, like I said earlier, this is the biggest one I have, and heavy. To me, it's heavy. It's like brick, actually, it's a brick, solid brick. This one, I would feel comfortable with this monopod, because the monopod is heavy duty. I mean, it's got a lot of weight to it. The way it's constructed, I mean, it's got the quick release on here. You know, it's got the, I call them little butterfly things. So, well, actually, this is with the coin one. And you would plug this in here like this here. And this looks like it's even made for cassette with locks in there. And what you do is you can lock this in here as well, and then mount it on your monopod. But I would feel very comfortable with this one here. It's got the quick release, okay? What I like about this one as opposed to this one, if I did use this type of camera, it's fixed. This doesn't go anywhere. That's it. You pop it on there, it stays straight. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing here to it. It doesn't move around or anything as like this one would. All right, but I'm going to show you where you can get these too. But as far as like the camera wise, like I said, I don't want to keep the video too long here. Matching up the equipment with what you're going to be using for that day is important to me. That's why if I'm going to do a video shoot, if I'm going to go to the park or go to some kind of a fair or event or whatever, I want to know what I'm going to take with me. And I want to know what I'm going to use for that day. If I'm not going to take all of these different tripods. Well, I won't say all of them, but if I'm going to, it depends. If I get tired of this, and if I'm using this camera with this monopod, then I would go with this guy here. Okay, then I would go with this. This camera definitely goes with this. Matter of fact, when I bought this Sony, this is the tripod I bought with it. So this here will accommodate it. It does everything at remote control. It's got all the features in here. So if I was going to take a tripod or the monopod, this is the things I would take me. But again, you got your camera bag, right? And then you got to carry extra batteries. So you could be strapped down with maybe walking on your shoulder, depending if you're going to have this strapped to your shoulder. I got bags for these things. I don't know, maybe 10 pounds total with everything, with the bag and everything else, with the batteries and stuff included. You know, it could probably be maybe between 9 and 10 pounds, maybe less. I don't know. But it's still a lot to carry with you. That's why when it comes to doing videos, if you're going to go on a video shoot, decide for that day what you're going to be taking. I know it's pretty much elementary what people are saying there. I mean, that stands to reason. But, you know, people may, like, you know, not think it to fit in the moment. They might say, oh, the Russians are like, oh, I should have brought this tripod, or I should have brought the monopod instead of, you know, bringing all this other stuff. I mean, I wouldn't take this big monstrosity with me. And this would be good if I'm using it fixed at home, or if I'm, well, it depends. It depends how long, you know, and what kind of camera I have. Like I said, this is the heaviest camera I have. So this tripod would definitely accommodate this, with no doubt. I mean, it could even go with a heavier camera. I mean, the plates like steel and stuff like that. There, this thing's built like, I mean, this is like heavy aluminum. I don't know, but this thing is it's really made well. I gotta honestly say, would I take that on a video shoot? No, I'd want something a little lighter. I would take this with me, but that's got the height. That's the thing. That thing extends really high. That goes really high, higher than 72 inches. But for the most part, if I had to take a tripod or a monopod, if I was going to take both of them, well, most likely that's something you got to decide ahead of time. You might not. You only might need one. I prefer to carry one than to carry a whole bunch of them. This would be the guy to go with it. And that's why I'm doing this video. Because, like I said, sometimes people, if they go out and they're doing a video shoot, they might take too much stuff with them. And then they find out later on, you know, I got it. I didn't need it. I didn't really need that extra tripod, whatever. So that's where the problem, that's where, I'm talking about sharing. That's why I'm sharing this information with you guys. It's always good to prep ahead of time. And the other thing is, too, if you're a person, you say, well, I'm not going to need a tripod. I'm not going to need any of that. Tripod, monopod. I'm going to use this little guy. This one I talked about in my other videos. I bought this here, I think last week I got it. This here is a rubberized grip. You know, it's a rubberized grip. It's got the handle on here. And I think I talked about this. I don't know if I said this earlier in the video. I paid with the total. It came to $21.70. It was $12.99, and with the tax and the shipping came to $21.70. This would be good if you want something very basic and you say, I don't need all the fancy bells and whistles, the camera with the hot shoe on here, where I'm going to put in an external mic on here, or lighting and stuff like that. You're going to do something for daylight, and you just need something like this here. That's where this little guy comes in handy. That's it. And how nice it is to carry something like this, right? To carry something like this, than to carry something like this, with a tripod, a big tripod, a monopod, whatever. You could carry something like this here. And it's still easy on the hand, But again, the only reason why I talked about this stuff here is because, for the simple reason, you might not want to carry this all the time. You might want to use a tripod or a monopod and stuff like that. It depends, what you're doing for that day. But if you're a person, like I said again, that you have a general idea what you're going to do for the day, and let's say you don't need any of these things here, I would definitely get one of these here. I'm not going to show you where you can get them off of eBay. They're going for about $25, and I think it's like $25. This is $27, whatever. Pre-owned. They're pre-owned, and they both have the spikes in them. Little spikes there. If you don't want to scratch them up, you put it like that there, and the spike disappears. Same thing with this here. But this one here, let me get this out of here. I don't want to damage my camera. Okay. With this guy here, whoopsie. With this one here, this has this thing here, and I believe, I didn't see instructions on it, but I believe this is where you put your foot on it, and if you want to, so it doesn't slip. But this one has, same thing, the little spike on here. Same thing, just wrap it like that, and it disappears, so you don't scratch your wooden floor or ceramic floor, whatever. But yeah, that's what this one is. That's the difference between this one here. As far as I know, that's what this is for. You would stand on it as you have it, all the way opened up, and this will keep it from shifting back and forth, whatever. That's the way I see it. And then again, like I said, you got this here. But what I do like about this here, I do like that it moves this way, it tilts this way. So even if I had to put this on here, this camera, I mean, it's sturdy enough. Sometimes you got to assess these things too. You got to really think about what you're doing. I talked about this in one of my other videos, that when it comes to using this type of equipment though, you really got to make sure that it's made well enough to actually handle it, because remember one thing, this camera is heavy, and you're straddling this thing on the side like this here. Wow, you better make sure that thing's sturdy enough to handle it, because if not, and you're on an area where there's a cement concrete floor or whatever, and this thing just happens to break or whatever, I'm not saying it will, it's sturdy, it's pretty strong plastic, but boom, there goes your camera. And I could just imagine what it costs to fix something like this, or any camera for that matter. Would I do it like that there? Would I turn it on the side? I don't see it happening. I don't think that would be a necessary thing for me to do. But no, at least it gives you that option. It's good, like I said. Now with this camera, again, with this here, if you were to use this here for this little light camera, this here would be no problem, because it's light, and I doubt very much it's going to, do anything with it. And like I said, again, the way it's crafted, it's got the little notch in there over here for the camera, so you can notch it in here like that, and it locks it right in. This I wouldn't feel too bad doing it with this, because it's very light camera. But this guy here, I don't know. So anyway, that's what I want to talk to you guys about. But let's go to the site just in case you guys are interested in any of those tripods, monopods. And here we are, the first one. The first one I talked about was this guy here, the Exit one. That's the guy right over here. This one here is the XT72M Pro MP Pro. That's what this is, just like it's the Pro Series. It goes up to 72 inches in length. Very light, as you've seen, 10 ounces, right? And this one here is going for, this was new. This is a new one. And it's going for $24.97. If you wanted to get something like this, you get a decent little carrying bag with it. And then the other one I showed you, the Vanguard, this guy here, it's a little heavier than 10 ounces. I can tell you that. If you want to get something like this is $27 with best store for it. It's conditioned, it's used. Mine, however, when I got mine at the thrift store, it did come with the box. So I did get this with the box for the MP one. See, so if I was to ever sell it, I'm gonna I'd sell it with the box here, because it's got the information on here too. What each of those buttons are. We know the functionality of it. Very basic. So But I'm not going to throw the box because I had an extra case. I'm going to keep it in an extra case. And here again, you can get this here with the best offer, and it is used for $27. So that's basically what I want to talk to you guys about. And I don't know. I think it's just just throwing a little idea out there, like when it comes to doing your videos, when it comes to equipment, what you're going to take with you for that day. If you're going to shoot off on your iPhone, then you don't have to really worry about that there. You could just get like a little clip there. I have the clips, like I make a little rack out of it. Say a rig, not a rack, a rig out of it. And, again, that's where this guy would come in handy. And, you can use this here and just, you have to worry about all the other stuff. But like I said again, I like sharing information. And if you guys get a chance, if you're new to my YouTube channel, I just want to say, I know I got some new subscribers, at least that's what it looks like over here from vidIQ. I just want to say to the new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is greatly appreciated. I hope you like the content. You come back for more. And as you can see here on my YouTube banner, it says YouTube Richard J. Pasini, YouTube vlogger and creator, sharing news, stories, and ideas for the content creator. You guys probably who follow me, or if you're the first time following, you probably see I do a lot of those news clips where it does the read aloud. I like to read aloud because it reads better than I do, But yeah, if you check it out, and if you get a chance, if you want to check out my YouTube channel here, like I said, I do these also, not only the regular long form videos, I also do shorts as well. I got the short videos. These are the long ones, I believe, here. All right, so if you get a chance and you want to check them out, it's my popular videos over here with the 100% outlier. Okay, that's my created list over here. And here's my YouTube shorts as well. And just to let you guys know, I've been on YouTube since 2013, and I am pushing 3,000 videos. Could you believe it? 3,000 videos. It took a long time to make a lot of those videos, but that's where I am right now with this here. So if you guys get a chance and you want to see a little more about me, check out the other videos I have. Something may be of interest to you. If you like the videos and you like me, hopefully as a content creator, this is Rich Pasini signing off. I'll talk to you guys the next time. Take care and bye-bye for now.